Kal and Karma. Okay, Kal is eternal time and Karma is the action. So these are the 5 topics of Bhagavad-gītā. Okay, Vedas Prabhu, so are we good to record?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, so let's start the session. I will share my screen and then let's get started. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Yudhpadakam Lam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sadivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devaya Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschala Deshadarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So a quick recap and let's understand the mysteries of Bhagavad-gītā so far that we have covered. So in our life, when everything is smooth, there is no hiccups, there is no problem, there is no ups and downs, so we don't care much, right? Money is coming and everything is fine, all the relationships are going well, and there is absolutely no calamity. So we never question, we don't even care about anything. Like a life of a child or teenager. Can everyone please mute themselves? Because I hear some noise. Okay, thank you. I hear someone speaking. Chaitanya Prabhu, can you let me know who is on mute? First unmute yourself. Is Chaitanya Prabhu on the call?
Everybody is on mute, Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Fine. So you take the lead, okay? So you have to unmute very quickly when I ask you a question. Okay, fine. So whenever life is going smooth, we don't have any questions. But then comes a point where there is a junction and we have to choose which road to take. Should it be this or that? And in the life of devotees, that junction comes because of Krishna's mercy. So Krishna puts us in a situation where we will ask that particular question or where we will be compelled to ask such questions or take certain decisions. And that would be beneficial for us. Exactly what he did with Arjun. Arjun was prepared to fight. Everything was going smoothly. But all of a sudden, Arjun has this question. He is in a junction. Should I fight or should I not fight? So that was the mercy of Krishna. Because Krishna deliberately puts him in front of Bhishma Pitama and Dronacharya. He gets bewildered. And then he asks question, he surrenders to Krishna, and then Krishna starts speaking Bhagavad-gītā. The first knowledge that Krishna gives us about soul. Right? We covered that in detail in the previous sessions. He tells that Arjun, you are not this body, you are a soul. You are being compassionate towards the body of Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya, Karna, and all the other Kauravas. But they are anyways going to die. Though Prabhupada writes in the purport that this does not give us a license to kill anyone, but we have to understand that we have to elevate our consciousness from the bodily platform to the soul level. That is the first thing. Now, by giving this knowledge, what is the practical application of that knowledge that we are not this body, we are soul? It means that till now we have been working only and only for our body. But now that we know that we are more than the body, we are soul. So we have to work both towards our body and towards our soul. That is the practical application, point number 1. Then Krishna says that all of a sudden, if I bombard you with a philosophy, with a knowledge that you never knew about before, it takes time to digest and register. So until that settling time, you continue doing what you desire. But Now, because you have the knowledge, you do that as an offering to Krishna. So, what is that called? That is called Sakam Karma Yoga. Yoga means to link everything to the Supreme, to link the soul with the super soul, meaning whatever we do, if we do that as an offering to Krishna, that becomes yoga. The process of doing something is called karma. Karma means action, and linking us to the super supreme is yoga. So that is karma yoga. And sakam karma yoga means that we have certain desires. My desire could be I want to become a scientist. I want to become a teacher. So that is my desire. So okay, you become a teacher, you become a scientist, but at the same time, you take care of your soul. That means you connect yourself with the super soul. So this is called sakam karma yoga. And then Krishna says, if you keep doing this, connecting with me, so gradually your consciousness will be elevated from sakama karma yoga to nishkama karma yoga. What is nishkama karma yoga? Nishkama karma yoga means that now I am still doing my karma, my actions, but I am not doing because I desire them. I am doing because I have to do that. And because Krishna wants me to do that. So this Nishkam Karma Yoga is Bhakti Yoga or Buddhi Yoga. So this was what we have covered so far. Now the previous verse we explained using the whole lecture 2.40. That was Neha Bhikramana Shosti Pratyevayu na Vidyate Svalpam Apyasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahatva Bhaya. And I explained how Prabhupada used that as a basis for going out in the Western world and propagating this Krishna consciousness. So let's again take this. So the meaning is that if we do any little in bhakti, what happens is, first, it will never diminish, and the second, it will save us from the greatest dangers. So anything, Mahaprabhu says, yena kena prakaryan, anyhow, if we come in the contact of bhakti or a bhakt, a devotee, our life will be saved. There is an example. There was a mouse. This mouse was very hungry. It wanted to eat something. It was almost 9:30 p.m. That was in Vrindavan, India. So he's searching place to place to look for something to eat. And he enters a temple. And the priest, the pujari, he had closed the altar. And there was a diya, that is lamp, that was lit. And he thought that the lamp, the fire that was yellowish in color, small yellow color, he thought that it is a fruit, this mouse. And he rushed towards that lamp and mistaking the fire as fruit, he held it and wanted to eat. Because this mouse had fur, the hair, it is hairy mouse, right? So the fire very quickly caught the hair, the body of mouse. And the mouse started jumping and dancing because it was agitating now. And it was, for some time, it struggled and then quit his body. He was dead. As he opened his eyes after he was dead, he saw that he is in Vaikunt in front of Lord Vishnu, Narayan. And he was amazed. He says to Vishnu, what happened? So Vishnu said that you got liberated. You are now an eternal part of my abode. So the mouse said, how come? The last I remember, I was a mouse. I had to go up the chain and I had to become human and then I could come back to you. How did this happen? So Lord Narayan says that, you know what? People come to my temple and they offer me. Someone offers me money in the donation box. Someone offers me fruit. Someone offers me flowers. Someone offers me a watch. Whatever they want to offer, they offer. Incense sticks, diya, this, that. But you were unique. So the mouse said, how come? Lord Vishnu says that you offered your complete body to me. And not only did you offer your body, you were dancing as you were offering your body to me. So how can you not be eligible for liberation? And the mouse had tears in his eyes. Because the mouse, he was actually not dancing for Lord, but he was dancing to save his life. He was agitated. But the Lord, anyhow it is said, anyhow, if we go to a temple and if we lie down in the temple, if we sleep in a temple, so it is said that we get the result of doing a dandavat, prostrated obeisances. If we are even teasing someone and calling them or teasing God by the name Krishna, Ram, Hari, Vishnu, whatever it is, still we get the results of this. There was a Mohammedan. He was in a forest. This comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And a wild boar, pig, was chasing him. And in that religion, pig is considered to be abominable, haram. So as the boar was chasing him, he said, haram, haram, haram. And eventually the boar, it hits that person and the person dies. But that person gets liberated. Again, he asks the same question, how come I become liberated? I became liberated. So Lord Ram says, because you were saying Ram, Ram as you were dying. He said, no, I was saying haram, haram. I was saying haram to that pig. Ram said, I deleted that ha part. All I heard was Ram, Ram, Ram. At the time of your death, antakale cha mameva smaran mukva kalivara. Right? 8.5 Bhagavad-gītā. So you said Ram, and that is why you are in my abode today. So anyhow, if we come in contact with bhakti or whatever little we do, trayate mahato bhayat, it is going to save us from the greatest of dangers. That is 2.40. Now let's take 2.41, today's verse. Is Seema Mataji on the call? Please raise your hands and then we will, in sequence, recite the verses. If no one raises the hand, Chaitanya Prabhu, you start. But do it quickly, Prabhu. If there is no one, please recite.
Okay, I'll recite. Oh, Raman Madhavi wants to recite. You can start.
Please raise your hands for the next floor. Don't waste time, okay? Start, Mataji.
व्यवसायत्मिका बुद्धिरेकेः कुरुनन्दना बहुशाखाहनन्ताश्च बुद्धियो अव्यवसायनिमा
Ninam. Okay. Translation?
Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are resolute is many-branched.
Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So as I told before, this verse is spoken by Krishna, Vyavasatmaka Buddhi. Okay? And the translation is word to word what Krishna has told in Bhagavad-gītā. This purport is called Tika in Hindi. So purport is given by Prabhupada. He has read the purport of his Guru and different acharyas, and then he has come up with this explanation of the translation. Okay, so that is the meaning of purport, expansion of the translation. A strong faith that by Krishna consciousness one will be elevated to the highest perfection of life is called Vyavasayatmika intelligence. The Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 22.62 states. So what is Chaitanya Charitamrita? There are three base scriptures in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya that we belong to. One is Bhagavad-gītā that we are reading. Then there is Srimad Bhagavatam, and then there is Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna and Radharani. Chaitanya Charitra means his character. Charitamrita means his nectar of his character. So his pastimes are recorded in Chaitanya Charitamrita scripture, and that is Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is into 3 volumes. That is Adi, Madhya, and Anta. Adi Leela is the beginning portion of his life. Madhya is the middle and Anta is the last portion of his life. So it goes, Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kahe Sudrida Nishchaya Krishna Bhakti Kaila Sarva Karma Krita Haya. Faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. When one is engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, he need not act in relationship to the material world with obligations to family traditions, humanity, or nationality. Fruitive activities are the engagements of one's reactions from past good or bad deeds. Did we do this before? Why do I feel that? Can anyone confirm?
No, Prabhu, it's first time.
Okay. Okay. Were you present in the last class?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, fine. When one is awake in Krishna consciousness, he need no longer endeavor for good results in his activities. When one is situated in Krishna consciousness, all activities are on the absolute plane, for they are no longer subject to dualities like good and bad. The highest perfection of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of the material conception of life. This state is automatically achieved by progressive Krishna consciousness. I am sure I have taken this, but no problem. Let's do this again. So what this means is that when we are born from a father and a mother, we have so many obligation towards so many people. So first, we are obliged to our parents. We have to serve them. We are obliged to the city that we are born in, to the country that we are born in. Then we are obliged to the demigods. Indra gives us water. Then there is Surya Dev, he gives us sunlight. Then Somadev, he gives us vegetables. There are so many things and so many demigods that we are obliged to. And then there are forefathers, the Pitra, we have to do Pindadan and then Pitra Tarpan and all those things. But it is said, it is confirmed here in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that one who takes up this Krishna consciousness, meaning chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So they are no more required to do anything. They might still do, there is no harm in that, but they are actually not required. Because as I said, what happens is, unless we come into Krishna consciousness, our account of karma is handled by Yamraj. He handles our account. But as soon as we surrender or desire to surrender to Krishna, saying that, though I am not capable and I don't understand any of this, I don't understand what Bhagavad-gītā is, I don't understand what Hare Krishna Mahamantra is, what Vaishnava is, what devotees is, who Prabhupada is, but still, I have a desire, somehow I want to surrender. That's it. The day you say that, Krishna takes your account from the hands of Yamraj and transfers it to another book, that is Krishna's book. Now you are no more required to perform anything. You are no more required, but still, if you want, like I said, then you can. Because even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he did the Tarpan, and even after the Mahabharat war, Yudhishthir Maharaj did all the Tarpan. So you can do, but you are not required to do. So there is a difference, okay? Going forward. The resolute purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabham. A person in Krishna consciousness is the rare good soul who knows perfectly that Vasudeva or Krishna is the root of all manifested causes, as by watering the root of a tree one automatically distributes water to the leaves and branches, so by acting in Krishna consciousness one can render the highest service to everyone, namely self, family, society, country, humanity, etc. If Krishna is satisfied by one's actions, then everyone will be satisfied. So we took this example last time that if we have to satisfy a plant, we have to water its root. If it's a big plant or if it's a big tree and we go on watering each leaf and the branches and the fruits, then that's not the correct way. You just water the root and the root will give water to the complete tree. Similarly, we have so much of obligation towards our pitra, then our family, our cousins, our nation, our this, our that, the demigods. But if we satisfy Krishna, so then we satisfy everyone. And why I remember that we had taken this verse because I took the story of Krishna eating a grain of rice. Remember? Draupadi was curious and she asked Krishna to come, and then Krishna said, bring me that grain of rice. As he ate, Durvasha Muni with his 10,000 disciples fled away because all of them were full. Okay, so service in Krishna consciousness is, however, best practiced under the able guidance of a spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Krishna, who knows the nature of the student and who can guide him to act in Krishna consciousness. So this thing starts from the very first verse of Bhagavad-gītā, right? Kim akurvata Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra, who is blind, is asking Sanjay, who is Samyak Rupena Vijay. Samyak Rupena Vijay. Samyak means totality, Rupena Vijay. who has completely won over his senses, or who has completely have his victory, that person is called Sanjay. And who is completely self-controlled, a guru. And who is asking, someone blind. That means someone who is not very materially or spiritually elevated. So that is all of us. We are not spiritually elevated. That is why we need a guru. Everyone needs a guru. So the whole Bhagavad-gītā, if you understand the science of Bhagavad-gītā or the mystery of Bhagavad-gītā, the very first verse is asking us to take a guru. And then 2.7 again, Arjun, he takes Krishna as his guru. And in the fourth chapter, again Krishna will say, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadashyanti te jnanam jnanena tattvadarshina, 434 Bhagavad-gītā. Right? So guru is very important. Just understand this. Understand. Without a guru, we cannot practice. Our real Krishna consciousness starts the day we get initiated. Until then, we have to endeavor. That does not mean that we will stop chanting our rounds and coming to Mangalarti and everything. No. We keep on doing that, and then what happens is, by the mercy of Krishna, when he sees that our soul is trying to endeavor, the first gift that Krishna gives us is a guru, a bona fide guru. And once we have our guru, then our real Krishna consciousness starts from that day, provided we follow their instruction. As such, to be well versed in Krishna consciousness, one has to act firmly and obey the representative of Krishna, who is the representative guru. And one should accept the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in life. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur instructs us in his famous prayers for the spiritual master as follows. Yasya prasada bhagavad prasado, yasya prasada nagati kutoti, dayam stumam sasya yashasti sandhyam, vande guru shri charana ravindam. By satisfaction of the spiritual master, the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes satisfied. And by not satisfying the spiritual master, there is no chance of being promoted to the plane of Krishna consciousness. I should therefore meditate and pray for his mercy 3 times a day, and offer my respectful obeisances unto him by my spiritual master. What is this Krishna consciousness? So right now, before coming to spirituality, our center is ourself. How can we satisfy our senses? But once we start thinking, and once we bring Krishna into the center of our life, then that is called Krishna consciousness. So we are always conscious about Krishna when we are eating, sleeping, waking up, doing our job. When we always keep meditating about Krishna, that is Krishna consciousness. The whole process, however, depends on perfect knowledge of the soul beyond the conception of the body, not theoretically but practically. When there is no longer a chance for sense gratification manifested in fruitive activities, one who is not firmly fixed in mind is diverted by various types of fruitive acts. Who wants to read this? 42 and 43.
I guess no one else wants to read. Raman Mataji, you want to read again?
No, it's okay. I'll go ahead.
Yes.
No.
I'll
go ahead, Mataji.
Prabhuji wants to read actually.
So please raise your hands beforehand, like I said, because it really wastes time. Yes, Abhishek Dvedi Prabhuji, we'll go with you.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, please.
Yam pushpitam vacham pravatantya vipaschitah Vedavadarata partha nanyadastiti vadinah kamat manasvarga parajanma karma phala pradam kriya vishesh bahubalam bhoge ashwarya gatim prati.
Perfect. And the translation?
Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, result in good birth power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this.
Thank you. So this is very important because the first sutra of Vedanta is Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Tathato Brahma Jigyasa means to inquire about oneself, to inquire about Brahma, that is supreme. Okay? Now, we discussed this in our Bhagavatam class. I will again reiterate it. To come up with all the sutra, there are 5 points in place. The first is hypothesis, Vishay. Then the second is Sanshay. Sanshay means how the hypothesis is incorrect, or is it incorrect. So that is Sanshay, means doubt. Then the third point is Purva Paksh. Purva Paksh is something that supports the doubt or the Sanshay. Then the fourth point is Uttar Paksh. Uttar Paksh supports the original statement or hypothesis, that is Vishay. And the final is Nirnay, the result. So what are the 5 things? You don't need to stress much about this. This is a very high PhD level thing. But just to make it easy and to make us understand all these points, I'm just bringing these points. So there is a statement, hypothesis, that is called Vishay, subject. Then there is Sanshay, doubt in that subject. Then there is Purva Paksh, that supports the doubt. Then there is Uttar Paksh, that supports the hypothesis, the subject matter. And then there is result. So the first sutra or the first formula of the Vedanta, that is the end of the Ved, the summary of the Ved is Athato Brahma Jigyasa, that one must inquire about the Brahma, the Supreme. Now the Sanshay, the doubt says, why do we need to inquire? We should not. And the statement that supports the Purva Paksh says, we should not inquire about us because the ultimate goal of life is sense gratification and we should go to heaven. So it says that heaven is the ultimate, absolute. You go to heaven and you enjoy your life in heaven. So that is the Purva Paksh. Now the Uttar Paksh that refutes the Purva Paksh and that supports the statement Athato Brahma Jigyasa says that no, we must inquire about ourselves. And what is the logic or what is the argument? The argument is that Swargalok is not the topmost, or the service to our senses is not the topmost. If serving our senses were topmost, then why people are still unhappy, right? If you get everything, who was that? I think that was Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey once said, he's an actor, if you don't know, you must be knowing him. So he said that I pray that everyone this world would become rich. This is my sincere prayer. Why? Because then people will get to know that money does not bring happiness. Most of the rich people are depressed, commit suicide, have to take sleeping pills to sleep. So money or sense gratification is not the solution. So the Uttar Paksh, it refutes saying that there is something beyond Swargalok, and that is Vaikuntha Lok. And there is something beyond serving the senses, that is to serve the Supreme Soul. And then finally there is a Nirnay. And the Nirnay is that because Vedvyas has written the Vedas, who supported the Uttar Paksh, saying that Swargalok is ultimate, and then after that he also writes the Purva Paksh, and then he also writes the Uttar Paksh. In the end, we will take Uttar Paksh. Why? Because it is written by Vedvyas. So the conclusion is Athato Brahma Jigyasa. One must inquire about Supreme. So this is how all the sutras are written. Don't ask question about this because this is a PhD level topic, and once we have completed Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita and understood these things in detail, then we might go and touch those topics. But just a glimpse or just a taste of how everything comes into place, this whole spiritual topics or philosophies. So Krishna says here, men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various sportive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, result in good, birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this. Like the Uttar Paksh said, That ultimate is sense gratification. For that you go to Swargalok, and there is nothing beyond it. That is it. All in all, perfect. People in general are not very intelligent, and due to their ignorance, they are most attached to the fruitive activities recommended in the Karma Kand portions of the Vedas. Krishna is saying that very boldly, that if you are following this Karma Kand, you are not very intelligent because there is something beyond it. They do not want anything more than sense gratification proposals for enjoying life in heaven, where wine and women are available and material opulence is very common. We know that not only from the Karma Kand perspective, but if you go to the other religions as well, right? So it's the same concept. You go to heaven and you enjoy with men, women, and wine. That's it. That is all. That is the aim of their life, the goal of their life, especially the terrorists. So in the Vedas, many sacrifices are recommended for elevation to the heavenly planets, especially the Jyotishtam sacrifices. In fact, it is stated that anyone desiring elevation to heavenly planets must perform these sacrifices, and men with a poor fund of knowledge think that this is the whole purpose of Vedic wisdom. It is very difficult for such inexperienced persons to be situated in the determined action of Krishna consciousness. As fools are attached to the flowers of poisonous trees without knowing the results of such attractions, unenlightened men are similarly attracted by such heavenly opulence and the sense enjoyment therefore. In the Karma Kand section of the Vedas, it is said, Apama Somam Amrita Abhuma and Akshayam Havai Chaturmasya Yagya Sukritam Bhavati. In other words, those who perform the 4-month penances become eligible to drink the Somras beverages to become immortal and happy forever. What is this Somras? So Somras is kind of fruit punch or champagne. People mistake it for alcohol. Okay, so the reason, the most popular number one reason to go to heaven is to drink Somras. Because it is said that it is so tasty that all the devatas, they keep on drinking Somras. But unfortunately, people mistake it for alcohol. It is not alcohol, it is champagne. And that is the reason people are much attracted to go towards the heavenly planet. So even on this earth, some are very eager to have Somras to become strong and fit to enjoy sense gratification. So in the heavenly planets, there is no fat in the body. It's only muscles. The more you eat, the more your muscles will grow. You need not worry about getting fat. So see, so beautiful, right? But don't think of going to Swargalok, because I will tell you the demerits as well sometime when the topic comes. So such persons have no faith in liberation from material bondage, and they are very much attached to the pompous ceremonies of Vedic sacrifices. They are generally sensual, and they do not want anything other than the heavenly pleasures of life. It is understood that there are gardens called Nandan Kanan, in which there is good opportunity for association with angelic beautiful women and having a profuse supply of Somras wine. Such bodily happiness is certainly sensual. Therefore, there are those who are purely attached to such material temporary happiness as lords of the material world. So in the Swargalok, there is no hospital because no one ever becomes sick. There is no funeral homes because no one dies there. Then there is no kitchen because no one has to cook anything there. There are always desire fulfilling trees, Kalpataru Vrij. You just desire in front of them. If you want to eat custard, you will get custard. If you want to eat anything, you just desire and the tree gives you that. So that is that. And then there are descriptions even in Bhagavatam that all the women there are very beautifully dressed with flowers. They have tiara and everything. And most of them, it's all very lavish, and there is swimming pools, and they are always singing, and they are always flying, and everyone have their own jet planes, and the houses are so big, it's as big as a city, and it's very, very, what we say, beautifully explained how this Swargalok is. So that is why when I think sometime about it, that the concept that we have here, the swimming pool and the lavish lifestyle and everything, it actually comes from Swargalok. Because this is just a projection of how to become things more sensual or better in that capacity. So it's all a reflection of Svargalok, the lavish things that we see around. So this is mentioned in Bhagavatam. When we come across, we'll probably read those sections as well. Okay. So, but unfortunately, people think that that is it. But the sad part is when our time is up. So we go to Svargalok only for a certain period of time. And after that, they kick us from there and we become raindrops of water. We come down as rain. We go to the crops. The crop is eaten by men and then the man reproduces a child. And this is how we come from the Svargalok to the earthly planets. So that is unfortunate. That is not the ultimate. Okay. I had seen a hand. Someone wants to recite this?
Yes, give that Prabhu.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां तयपातचेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समदो न विधीयते. Translation: in the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place.
Right. So this is what is wrong with Svargalok. Samadhi means fixed mind. The Vedic dictionary, the Nirukti, says, when the mind is fixed for understanding the self, it is said to be in Samadhi. So Samadhi is 25 minutes 36 seconds if we focus on something. Without thinking about anything else, that is called Samadhi. Okay? So when the mind is fixed for understanding the self, it is said to be in Samadhi. Samadhi is never possible for persons interested in material sense enjoyment and bewildered by such temporary things. They are more or less condemned by the process of material energy. So this is the problem. When someone gets too much of something, they will become notorious and mischievous. For example, if we see the childhood pastimes of Lord Hanuman, when Lord Hanuman got all the powers from Suryadev, from Brahma, Lord Brahma, and from all the Devi Devtas, then he became very notorious. And he was not able to contain that power. He was not able to control it. So he was going around doing mischiefs with the sages. And then a sage cursed him that you will forget all your power. You will only remember it when the time comes when you have to serve your East, Lord Ram. Then Jamavant reminds him that you can actually fly over and cross the Indian Ocean and go to Lanka, right? So it's very difficult, even for a great personality like Lord Hanuman. When we get power, so we will forget God actually. And Lord Indra says that again and again. When he is glorified sometimes that, oh, you are a great devotee of Lord, he cries, he says, no, I'm not a great devotee, I know that I'm aware. Because we are so much engrossed in sense gratification that we only sometimes remember him, but we don't remember him very often. So that is the problem in Svargalok. Yes, who's going to read this?
Maybe I can read.
Yes.
Pregunya Vishaya Veda Istre Gunayo Bhavarjuna Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvostho Nirayoga Kshema Atmavan. Translation: the Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the three modes of material nature. O Arjun, become transcendental to these three modes. Be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self.
Very deep philosophy. Let's see the purport first. All material activities involve actions and reactions in the three modes of material nature. They are meant for fruitive results which cause bondage in the material world. What are the three modes of material nature? Mode of goodness, that is called Satgun. Mode of passion, that is called Rajogun. Mode of ignorance, that is called Tamogun. Everything that we do in this life or in any life, it's the result of these three modes. These three modes. There is always a dvand, a fight going on between these three modes. Sometimes one mode is above the two. For instance, if we are sitting here and listening to Bhagavad-gītā, so the mode of goodness has won over passion and ignorance. If we were to watch a movie at this time, if we knew that there is a Bhagavad-gītā class, so that would be that mode of passion has won over goodness and ignorance. And if we are doing something bad at this time, then mode of ignorance has taken precedence over goodness and passion. So there is always a fight between the three modes and everything. So this three modes is called Maya. And this is only called Maya Chal. This is how we are trapped, because there is a fight always between these three. And Krishna says that you have to rise above all three modes of nature. So at least we have to come to the mode of goodness, minimum, if we have to achieve Krishna. Okay? So the Vedas deal mostly with fruitive activities to gradually elevate the general public from the field of sense gratification to a position on the transcendental plane. Arjuna, as a student and friend of Lord Krishna, is advised to raise himself to the transcendental position of Vedanta philosophy, where in the beginning there is Brahma Jigyasa, right? I just told you, Athatva Brahma Jigyasa, that is the first sutra of Vedanta, or questions on the supreme transcendence. All the living entities who are in the material world are struggling very hard for existence, isn't it? We have to work every day so hard, and then we have to pay 40% taxes. And of the 60% that we have to pay our bills, Wi-Fi bills, this bill, that bill. So isn't it hard? This is how Maya tricks us, saying that, oh no, you are in a very good position, your income is very high, you are at a reputed firm, this and that. But this is just donkey work, simply, if you put at it. Why do you need to work? Why? No one asked this question. Why do you have to work? If you go to Golok Vrindavan Dham, there also we are working, but we are not working like a donkey as we are working here, right? There is absolute difference between this world and that world. Here, Maya makes us believe we are just existing to pay our bills. That's it. To the government, to the electricity department, to the Wi-Fi department, to our road insurance, our license, this, that, everything. Okay. So for them, the Lord, after creation of the material world, gave the Vedic wisdom advising how to live and get rid of the material entanglement. So Janma Dasya Yadvanvayati Tarata, the first verse. So when this whole world was created, after that, Lord Krishna gave Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. He gave the knowledge of Ved to Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma used that as the manual to create this whole universe. And after that, that is the manual on the basis of which we have to live. Why? So that we can get out of this place, right? For instance, whatever we buy, there is always a manual with it. So the Vedas are the manual for this material world. We have to live as per the scriptures. If we don't, for instance, if I buy a washing machine, so it's not obvious that it is to wash the clothes, but I will say, no, I am not going to follow the manual. I will instead, keep bricks inside it or the rocks inside it, and then I will wash the rocks. So what's going to happen? It will damage our washing machine, isn't it? So similarly, or if I say that, no, I am going to cook inside the washing machine and I will put fire and everything, what happens is the washing machine is burned. So when we are given this birth in this material world, there is a manual, that is Vedas, a scripture. If we don't follow the scripture, what happens is that we are going to damage everything and we are going to fall in this trap again and again and again. Okay? So for them, the Lord, after creation of the material world, gave the Vedic wisdom advising how to live and get rid of the material entanglement. When the activities for sense gratification, namely the Karma Kand chapter, are finished, then the chance for spiritual realization is offered in the form of the Upanishads, which are part of different Vedas, as the Bhagavad-gītā is the part of the fifth Ved, namely the Mahabharata. The Upanishads mark the beginning of transcendental life. So all the Vedas are divided into 4 parts. There are Brahmanakas, Aranyakas, and then I forgot the third one, and then there is Upanishad. I have somewhere written down, but I'll send it later to you. So the Upanishads, the first 3, they don't speak about spiritual. They are mostly to do with the rituals. But the 4th one, Upanishad, it touches about spirituality. And this Bhagavad-gītā is called Gītopanishad. That means the jewel in the crown. So that is the topmost among the Upanishads. So that is what Prabhupada is saying, that after slowly elevating from Sakama Karma Yoga, then we elevate our consciousness towards Nishkama Karma Yoga. So the Vedas, they bring us to the platform of Karma Yoga, and then slowly the Upanishad will get us to the platform of Nishkama Karma Yoga, that is Bhakti Yoga. So as long as the material body exists, there are actions and reactions in the material modes. One has to learn tolerance in the face of dualities, such as happiness and distress, or cold and warmth, and by tolerating such dualities, become free from anxieties regarding gain and loss. What is the words? Mata sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna subdukta agamapaino anityastam titikshasva bharata. 14th verse of the second chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, that all these things are bound to come. Happiness and distress, winter and summer, you have to tolerate. That's it. So this transcendental position is achieved in full Krishna consciousness when one is fully dependent on the goodwill of Krishna. Okay? Is this wrong? Oh, yeah. We'll stop here. Yeah, we'll stop here. Because then we'll open the proper question and answer. And then next session will take 46, and the 47th is the most commonly used words in India. Karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. So we will do that in great detail. So if Suman Mataji, you can just recite this slok and then we will stop, okay, if you want to.
Ji Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Very good.
Yavanartha udbane sarvatas samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijantaha.
And the translation?
All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them.
Okay. So we'll try to take this verse, understand this verse in the next class. Okay. So now I will open the floor for question and answer. If you have any questions, you can let me know. Okay, yeah. So I see your message. Yes, Giriraj, do you have a question?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, yes. Abhishek Dwivedi Prabhu, do you have a question?
Yes, Prabhu, I have a question and one more inquiry also.
Mm-hmm.
That you said the Bhagavad-gītā is called as Gita Upanishad. And this is my personal opinion on this, not opinion on this, this is what I feel, is that sometimes we recite the shlok, right? It feels so boring in the sense that there is no geet in that, and for example, when you were reciting Janmad, that shloka from, you had a tune, and it's really good. Could you also give us some tips how to recite?
Yes. Bhagavad-gītā is to be sung actually, right?
Yes, I'm saying it's a geet and it should be sung, and so that it feels more better than just.
So Bhagavad-gītā, okay, thanks for bringing this point actually. See, I did not force you because then I will get a complaint that I am too strict. So that is why in the beginning I am trying to be, not too strict with everyone. But good point raised. Bhagavad-gītā is sung mostly in the Anushtup Chand, and then there are 3 to 5 different chand in which we have to sing. For instance, I will tell you the first slok. Let's take, so that is Anushtup. Anushtup Chand is the meter in which Gayatri is sung. Okay, so it goes like Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samveta Yuyutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. Okay, and now you can sing this in very different styles, like Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samveta Yuyutsava Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samveta Yuyutsava Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. Then 2.7. Karpanya dosha pahata sabhava Prichhami tvam dharma sammoda cheta Yashreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme Shishyaste ham shadima sam prapannam. the same words you can sing in different style. For instance, 2.20. It's the same for a meter. Na jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuya ajo nityam shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. So yes, it is to be sung, but it's very difficult for everyone to sing. If you want to try it, so in my first batch when I did, what I used to do was I would sing two lines, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre, and the person who wanted to recite after me, then he would sing the same tune and so forth. So if you want, we can do from the next class. Okay, so that you know how to sing this.
That would be really wonderful. Now,
Okay, sure. Yes, Prabhu, go ahead.
So my question was that you said the summary of Vedanta is Athato Brahma Jigyasa.
No, that is one. No. That is the first sutra of Vedanta. There are hundreds of sutras, and that is the first.
So it is not the summary of Vedanta? Is that
No, it is the no. It is one formula in the summary of Vedanta. It is not the complete summary. So let's say there are 100 summaries. Okay. So this Athato Brahma Jigyasa is the first summary among those hundreds.
Understand. So my question was that if we only study the summary, then I was thinking that the knowledge is very superficial, and we can brag about that we know this and stuff like that, but to understand it. So it means we have to understand the Ved completely, or to be have the proper understanding, because only knowing the crux would not help.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For instance, if we go and let's say we learn a formula, okay, a square plus b square is equal to whatever the formula is. Okay, so a plus b square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab, right? So we can memorize this, but we will never become a good engineer because we have just mugged it up, right? We don't know the science behind it, or we don't know the derivation behind it. So similarly, someone can just rectification of all the Vedanta sutras, but it's never going to help because you have to understand everything. If I ask you what is Pradhan and you don't know what Pradhan is, if I ask you so many technical terms of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad-gītā, if you don't know them, what are the modes of nature? I don't know. But you have memorized, okay, Athato Brahma Jigyasa and Janmadasya, that is the second Vedanta Sutra, and third and fourth. So it will not help you in the long run, right? So you have to go with the basics. You have to understand these things.
Yes, understand, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, okay, very good. Yes, Gitanshu Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. First of all, your Karpanya Dosha you sung was beautifully touched my heart. Apart from this, so Prabhuji, I want to ask, like, what is the exact terminology we can use for Krishna in English? Like,
Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Godhead.
Yes. So this term was given by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. No. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. He has given this term, Supreme Personality of Godhead, because there are so many gods. Even we are gods of our body.
Okay. Like, if the impersonalist form of God is also a God, but if we are talking about Supreme Personality of Godhead, then we are talking about Krishna.
No, Supreme is absolute. Okay? Personality means that he is a person, he is not formless. So that is why personality. Of whom? Of all the Godheads. Bhokta nam yajna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. Suhridam sarva bhuta nam gyatva mam shantim richati. 529 Bhagavad-gītā. So Lord Krishna confirms, I am the God of all the gods. Bhokta ram yajna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. So that is why Supreme Personality of Godhead of all the gods. Okay?
Okay, I have this question, like, because if we are talking about Bhagavan, so generally you translate it into God. And in Bhagavad-gītā, I am reading Bhagavad-gītā, so Supreme Personality of Godhead is mentioned at place of Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Yes.
So that's why
Right.
I confirm.
Yeah. So God, what is the definition of God? Generator, operator, destroyer. God. Right? So Krishna is Janmadasya Yatanvayati Taratas, isn't it? He is the generator, operator, destroyer, Janmadi. So he is God. But let's say we see a mountain. So we just see a mountain. When we go near to the mountain, then we will see, oh, there is a tree. There are so many trees. When we go further, so we will see, oh, there is a nest in the tree. And when we go further, we see there is an egg. And inside an egg, there is a bird. So this is the most close that we can go. So similarly, so Bhagwan, there are three phases to understand Bhagwan. So the first one starts with Brahman, then Paramatma, and Bhagwan. And even in Bhagwan, let's say if we have to become very close to God, so we don't call him God, then we call him Krishna. So that is a personal relationship. For instance, if you come to my place, and if there are 50 people sitting in my house, and I tell them, oh, look, a human has come, a human has come. So that will not make much sense, isn't it? Because everyone knows, yes, he's a human. Gitanshu Prabhu is a human. Or if I say, look, a male has come, still not very nice. But if I tell them, you know what, Gitanshu Prabhu has come. So now this is personal touch, right? That yes, there is a person who has a name, and that is Gitanshu. So similarly, in the beginning, yes, Bhagavan, God. But the more we become closer to him, then there is a personal relationship. Whole Bhagavad-gītā, Bhagavatam, or any Granth is to establish our relation, that Sambandha Jnana with Krishna. So that is why you would always see Prabhupada's quoting Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. People don't understand. They say, oh, you are calling God by first name, Krishna, not Shri Krishna or Krishna Bhagwan or Bhagwanji. Why Krishna? Because it is a relationship that Prabhupada wants us to have with Krishna. Okay? Fine. Yeah, so we'll go with Vedas Prabhu.
Okay.
Should I?
Ankur Prabhu, do you want to say something?
Yes, actually. Is there any book that we can get that gives us the detailed meaning of the verse, the words and the verse and so forth? Any book you can recommend?
No, so you mean to sing?
Not to sing, but to give the detailed information of the words and apart from the translation and the purport that's given already, is there another book we can?
Okay. Yeah. So there is a devotee, a very senior brahmachari. Actually, on the level of sannyas, his name is Jitamitra Prabhu. He is in ISKCON, east of Kailash in Delhi, and he has written a series called Shri Bhagavan Ne Kaha. So in that he has elaborated each and every verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. So he has written entire chapter on the verses, like that. So but it's in Hindi. That's the thing. If you can understand Hindi, so you can probably ask someone to get it from India for you.
Can we get it an English copy?
I am not sure. I'll have to check with someone if they have translated it to English. If they have, then I will definitely let you know. Okay, Prabhu?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Haribol. Yes. Yes, Vedas Prabhu.
Prabhu, Sant Tukaram, Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruv Maharaj did not chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? They chanted their own mantras, but they still achieved liberation.
Nam Akari Bahuda Niji Sarva Shaktis. The second verse of Siksashtakam. Nam Akari Bahuda means that there are various names. Ram, Krishna, Hari, Vishnu, Narsimha, Vaman, Parshuram, Buddha, Kalki, all these are names. Nija Sarva Shaktis means that they all have equal power of Krishna. So any name is eligible for you to get liberated. But it is for Vaikuntha. If you have to go to Golok specific, then there is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay?
Thanks, Prabhu.
Yeah. Yes, Kushi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have two questions. First, I'll ask, and second, you can just give me a brief differences or bifurcations of the second part. What exactly is Vedanta?
because we know of Vedas, but what exactly is Vedanta? This is the first part. And the second part would be what is the brief difference between Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, and Vedanta? Of course, you will say, so it becomes understood. So this basically four differences between these four words.
Right, okay. I think if I just open and if we are in good luck, I will find, because I have made the notes and I should have it here. I know, but I am forgetting one thing. So there is Brahmanas, Aranyakas, Upanishad, and what is the fourth? In my first class, I had given that. Anyways, if I come across it, I will let you know.
Yes, Prabhuji, Samhitas.
Samhitas. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Yeah. So the difference is, it starts with the Vedas, okay? So the Vedas has these four sections. There are Brahmanakas, Aranyakas. So one of them gives all the knowledge about the forest life. The second one gives the knowledge all about the civilization, the city life and village life and everything. Then the third one gives us all the knowledge about all the rituals for demigods, the yajna, havan and everything. And the final section, that is Upanishad. So the first three are only rituals, right? You do this, you get this. You do this, you get this. But the final one, Upanishad, it touches the topic of God. Slowly it introduces God. Like Chaitanya Prabhu had taken the classes of Ishopanishad. Was it you or Giriraj Prabhu? Chaitanya Prabhu, it was you, right?
Yes, it was me.
Yeah. So it was Ishopanishad. So if you see Ishopanishad, it directly does not say who God is. It just slowly elevates your consciousness, saying that there is a supreme being. Purnamidam, Purnamidam, Purnamidam. And he's Purna, he's absolute. He is complete with 6 opulences and everything. So now it is a food for thought that, okay, there is something more beyond the karma kant. And that is something spirit. So when you add spirit to ritual, it becomes spiritual. So the Upanishads, they elevate us from the Vedas, from the karma kant or karma yoga to bhakti yoga. Got it? So that is the difference. Now, what is Puranas? To understand the Vedas, to understand like this, that Vedas is just the philosophy. It's dry philosophy. And when we take examples of stories to understand that philosophy, for instance, Bhagavad-gītā is full philosophy. If I just come and if I just give you the verses and the translation and the purport, it will be difficult for you to understand. So that is why I use stories. Like I told you the story of the mouse. How the mouse burned itself and then it goes back to Vaikuntha. So now it's the philosophy, but using a story, we are demonstrating that philosophy. So that is Puranas. Okay? So Puranas are the story form of those philosophies, like Bhagavad Puran. It is philosophy, but at the same time, there is the practical application, how Dhruv Maharaj worked on those philosophies, how Prahlad Maharaj did, what Vidur did, what Maitri Muni did, what Lord Shiv did, what he did, what that did, what Kunti Maharani did, right? So that is the illustration, that is the practical of the theory. And what is Vedanta is, after you have written everything, you summarize it. Isn't it? That this is the point. So let's say so Vedas are very vast, like 400,000 shlokas, 4 lakh shlokas. So you have to summarize when you are ending your presentation. So you say, so these are the 5 topics that we have covered so far in our session. Topic 1, topic 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is Vedanta. That of all the Vedas, these are the 100 things that has been touched base in Veda. I think it's 400 sutras. I might be wrong, but I think it is somewhere around 400. Okay? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Fine. So we'll move to Raman Mataji now.
Hey Krishna Prabhuji.
Hari Bol.
Prabhuji, means like in every classes I'm understanding, means clear my doubts and everybody is asking questions. That also I'm listening very carefully and clear my own doubts. But when I meet someone other than our ISKCON people, they are like, they are in a puja, bhakti and all, we can say that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just giving them don't eat lasan and garlic and onion. And they told that we also listening Bhagavad-gītā on YouTube like that. So they asking me question, and I think I should prepare my homework or something like that so that I can give them example, clear their doubts also. So somebody
Right.
asked me that that everyone, that all go Vishnu, Brahman, Mahesh, Shivji, these all are come from Om. So why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that I am everything like that? So I feel still I'm learning every day. Not in one class I understand everything. Still I'm feeling that how I can give them clear answer to them or clear my questions also. So how we can elaborate this word Om, because they think that from Om. I also think that before joining ISKCON, that from Om everyone is comes from Om, all our gods and all these things. So how we clear their doubts?
Right. Okay. Sorry, Girdhar Prabhu, I had told you the exact verse number. Brahmeti, Brahmeti, Paramatmati, Bhagwaniti Shabdyate. 1.2.11, right?
Yes.
Yeah, nice. So Mataji, Bhagavatam 1.2.11. Okay, this gives us the answer to this question. Like I just told Gitanshu Prabhu, that God is to be realized by three phases. The beginning phase is Om, that is the formless, no form. Omkar means nothing, Shunya. It is just a sound vibration, Om. So I see a mountain, and from very far I see that it is just green in color, or if there is a snow, then it is covered in snow, or whatever it is. So, but I don't know the details yet. It's just a mountain. I just know it's a mountain. So that is Om. It has no form, it has nothing. But then I go near, and then I see that there are so many houses built on that mountain. So that is the Paramatma form. Okay? And then I see that within the house there are people living, because I'm getting closer now. So that is the Bhagwan feature. So these are the three phases in which we can recognize God. Like the best example that Prabhupada gives is of sun. That when the sun rays enter a room, so it's just the sun rays, but the child says, "Look, Mama, there is sun." So the child is not seeing the sun yet. He has not seen the sun. He has just seen the sun rays. But based on the rays, he is assuming that there is a sun. So what are these rays? These are the formless, that is the Brahman or Omkar. Then the child goes out and the child sees that there are 100 pots of water kept, and in all the 100 pots there are 100 suns reflection. So he again tells to his mother, "Mama, look, there are 100 suns." And again he is correct. Yes, there are 100 suns because there are 100 reflection of the one sun that is shining. So this is the Paramatma feature. That the same Krishna is as Kshirodakshai Vishnu in the hearts of each and every atom of this world, material creation. And then that same child, he looks into the sky and gestures to his mom saying, "Mama, look, that is sun." And this time that is the absolute understanding that yes, that the round thing that is shining, that is yellowish in color, that is sun in fact. So this is the Bhagavan feature. Get it? So this Omkar, this Paramatma feature, all are the emanation of Bhagavan, who has a beautiful three-band Shyam Sundar form. Now, the problem is when they say that we hear lectures from YouTube is that they are not hearing the lectures from a Sampradaya. There are 4 Sampradayas, okay? Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Shri Sampradaya, and Kumar Sampradaya. These are the only 4 authentic Sampradayas. If you have to go, so you cannot just study from Google and then claim that I am certified. No, you either study from CBSE, ICSC, or there are state boards, Maharashtra board or whatever. If you are studying from Ireland, there would be something from the state of Ireland or the country of Ireland that yes, now you are certified, whatever university you are from. So similarly, when we have to take any knowledge, there are 4 institutions that are certified in the Shastra. These are the 4, coming from Lord Brahma, Lord Shiv, Mother Lakshmi, and the 4 Kumaras. Now tomorrow I can go and open my own shop, and I will say I sat under a tree, I got some enlightenment, and this is what I have to follow, and you have to follow. For instance, Osho. Now I don't know, I should not be taking names, but he said that you just keep on gratifying your senses, just keep on doing that, and then you are going to achieve salvation. So this was the philosophy. Now there is no basis from scriptures, and even if he is speaking from the scriptures, he has curved that as per what we say, to please the crowd. Okay? So there the problem lies, that they are not from a bona fide sampradaya, Mataji. Okay? But if you have to make them understand, first you have to understand each thing yourself. That is why whenever I say a verse, I always give you the verse number. This is 7.1 for Bhagavad-gītā, this is 2.7 Bhagavad-gītā. Why am I doing that? So that you can go and cross-check that yes, this is exactly where it has been coming from, and this is the meaning. So please keep noting those verses. Okay? That will help you when you are going out for preaching. And I had given you a few shlokas, Teaching Made Easy with Morning Program. I will share that in the second group as well. That is in my first group. So you can, those are the most spoken verses, or using those verses you can go and preach to anyone actually. Okay, so I'll share that in the second group as well, and you can have a look.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hari Bol. Yes, Vedas Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Prabhu, it's from previous classes. Is that fine?
Yeah, yes, please go ahead.
Prabhu, you had told the story of Ashwadhama, how he had to go to Barsana to get liberation from his curse. Prabhu, everyone in temple tells me that Radha and Krishna are same. So why he had to go to Barsana? He could have just met Krishna. When he met Krishna, he met Radharani, right?
Right.
So,
but tell me one thing. The same, I am a brother, I am a friend, I am a data analyst, I am a citizen, I might be a soldier. I'm just giving an example, okay? So I am so many things. So I am in different roles, isn't it? So there are different roles that I have. When, let's say I am in a company, so even if my sister or my parents, someone comes, so there is a decorum that I have to be in that decorum, right? In the company. I cannot become a horse for a kid in the company. But in my house, if a kid comes, so I can give him a piggyback ride in my house. So at different places, there are different roles one performs. Similarly, Lord Krishna, he takes the role of Vishnu. So that is administrative role, a very strict role that he has to follow, and everyone has to bow down in front of him and pay obeisances, because now he is God. He is in the Aishwarya Bhav. When he goes as Ram, then he is in a very calm and peaceful role that he is portraying at that time, never becoming angry and everything. When he is in the role of Krishna, then he is different. You can eat with him, you can play with him and everything. So similarly, when he takes mercy form, so that is Radharani. So Radharani is Haladani form. When he wants to have that bliss, happiness, so then he incarnates himself as Radharani. Okay? So that is why, though the thing is the same, they are same, but then the roles that they are playing are different. Like father and mother, both want good for the child, isn't it? But then they play good cop, bad cop. Because if both are good, then the child will be spoiled. And if both are bad, then again the child is going to be spoiled. So then a father says, okay, I'll become good, and the mother says, okay, fine, I'll become bad. So that he's scared of at least one of them, the child, right? So similarly, these are the roles that Krishna plays. Everything is Krishna. Radha is Krishna, Vishnu is Krishna, Ram is Krishna, everyone, right? In certain capacity. Like we are not 100% Krishna, but we are part and parcel of Krishna. So Krishna is playing with himself only through all of us. But again, there are different roles. Because if it's just Krishna, then the life becomes boring of Krishna. This is just an assumption. But this is what Acharyas have told us, okay?
Yes, Prabhu, and earlier I thought that they are one, that meant that they are inseparable, but you are saying that they are one, like they are like the same person, that you're saying that, right?
Okay, so understand like this, that Krishna has only manifested as Radha.
Okay.
So Radharani is the female version of Krishna. I'll tell you. When Lord Krishna appeared as Mohini Murti, do we know the pastime of Samudra Manthan? There was a churning of the ocean. And while the churning, the Amrit comes, the nectar comes, and the demons, they snatched that nectar from the demigods. And they were not giving it to anyone. So then Lord Vishnu, demigods prayed to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu appeared as Mohini Murti, as Mohini. And she was so beautiful that all the demigods, all the demons, they were looking at her with lust in their eyes. She was so beautiful. Who was that? Krishna. And there was only one personality, that was Surya Dev, sun, who was looking at Mohini Murti, thinking that, oh, she's so beautiful, I wish I had a daughter like her. So Mohini Murti, she became so pleased with Surya Dev, with sun god, that she gave him a boon. So Mohini Murti is Lord Krishna. So Lord Krishna said, because you desired a beautiful girl like me, and I'm so pleased with you because everyone was looking at me in lustful form. Even Lord Shiva was not present at this time because he had drunk the halahal poison. But after that, when Lord Shiva sees Mohini Murti, he runs behind him in presence of his wife Parvati. He runs behind him like anything to get Mohini Murti. So this was how beautiful Mohini Murti was. But still Surya Dev said, no, I want you as my daughter. So Krishna was so pleased, he said that don't you worry, what to speak, you wanted someone as beautiful as me, but I will give you someone who is even more beautiful than me. And that is when he manifested himself as Radha. And Surya Dev manifested himself as Vrishabhanu. Bhanu means Surya. So Surya Dev becomes Vrishabhanu. And then Mohini Murti becomes Radharani. And he gets her as his daughter. Okay? So the point is that there are different stories and there are different roles because of which Krishna has to incarnate. Like Narsimhadev, right? So he incarnated to keep the words of Lord Brahma. This was never seen before, this Narsim, half man, half lion. Similarly, in one of my classes, I told you about Bidal Narsimha. That again, Narsimhadev took a special incarnation where he is half lion and half a cat, isn't it? Because there was this Mushakraj who is the transport Vahan of Lord Ganesh. And because of him, there was a demon born. And that demon was a mouse and he was creating havoc. So then, everyone goes to Lord Ram, that there is a mouse, he is a demon and he is creating a havoc in front of everyone of us, please save us. So then Lord Ram, he incarnates as Bidal Narsimha. And again, no one has heard this before. This is, I think, in the Kamba Ramayana. So, for different circumstances, Lord Krishna plays different roles. Similarly, he plays the role of Radharani. It's Krishna only. So Radharani and Krishna, they are same. They're one person only. But he is at the same time manifesting like he is inside me and he is inside you. It's the same Krishna. Kshirodakshaya Vishnu inside me and the same Kshirodakshaya Vishnu inside you. But he can be same and different at the same time. So that is why it's not very easy for us to understand how he is same with Radharani as well, and also he is manifesting as a female form, that is Radharani. But do you get my point? Like,
yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
But Prabhu, when he's Radharani, he even though it's same, his reactions will be completely different, right? It will be from point of view of mercy, whereas when he's in Krishna Roop, it will be different, slightly different, but similar.
Yes.
Karuna.
Yes. To please Krishna is very, very difficult. Krishna means 100%. You have to be perfect to please Krishna. But for Radharani, 1% is sufficient. All you need is desire. That's it. So that is the difference. So it's the merciful form of Lord Krishna. That's it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Mahaprabhu, Prabhupada. These are all in that lineage of mercy. Incarnation of mercy. Okay?
Yeah, I was going to come in here at this point.
Thanks, Prabhu.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu. Please.
Would Krishna Chaitanya be an example of being female and male at the same time? Because he's a dual incarnation.
Yeah, so Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaurang Mahaprabhu,
Yeah.
he is Radha Rani's mood. He is Krishna, so the body is male Prabhu. Okay?
Yeah. Yes.
But
yeah.
the mood and the complexion and the heart is that of Radharani.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
why it happened was that Krishna wanted to understand. That is the only thing that Krishna could never understand.
Exactly. Yeah. Previously.
Yes. No, he still never understood Radharani. Because the time he comes as Mahaprabhu and understands Radharani, he thinks he understands. The time he goes back, he again the mercy of Radharani increases or the love of Radharani increases. So again he has to come. So it's like a spiritual competition.
Yes.
Yeah. There are many things about God we can never understand. For instance, God, I think it's okay, I'll reconfirm this. It's Canto 2, Chapter 3 and some verse where Prabhupada writes in the purport that God is so humongous that he can also not understand himself. For instance, every single time, every single passing moment, his pastimes are increasing. That he does not know as well. So he does not know that he will have to take an incarnation as Narsim. So he does not know that he has to take some new incarnation. This, that. He has no clue. And at the same time, he has clue. So he is in complete control, but at the same time, he also doesn't know about it. And he's expanding. His pastimes are ever expanding to the date.
Is that called Achintya?
Yes, that is Achintya. Right. Inconceivable. So we are, like I said, we take a reference point, and using that reference point, we try to understand everything. But that reference point is material, and Krishna is spiritual, right? So we cannot use our material reference point and try to understand Krishna. We can never understand Krishna because we will bewilder. But we have to understand that, like Lord Brahma, he started exclaiming once, and he says, I understood. Lord Vishnu came. He said, what did you understand? He said, I understood that I can never understand you. So this is what I understood, right?
Yes.
So we can never understand Krishna. We may try, but it's futile. We cannot.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
And Prabhu, when Krishna is speaking to Radharani, does he control what she is going to say in their private?
No, Prabhu. No. So Krishna is always under Yogamaya in Vraj. For instance, if I know everything that I'm going to take this step, then I'm going to eat this. So what is the fun in my life, right? So though Krishna is God, his internal potency, Yogamaya, he makes. So Krishna knows that he is Krishna, but Krishna makes himself forget that he is God. But whenever he wants to remember, he can remember that he is God. Are you following?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Right. Yeah. So don't think too much about it. It's something that you can realize.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I can understand materially, right? It will be.
Yeah, you cannot. Yeah. You can never.
Yeah.
It's difficult. Yes, Khushi Mataji or Vishnu Mataji.
मैं हिंदी में पूछूंगी ये सवाल बिकॉज टू एक्सप्रेस इट इन इंग्लिश थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट रहेगा. जैसे भी हम कहते हैं कि वैष्णव वी फॉलो कृष्ण भगवान को मानते हैं, शैविज्म के लोग शंकर भगवान को मानते हैं, और जो शक्ति को मानते हैं स्त्री लेडी फॉर्म ऑफ एनर्जी. सो ये सारे रास्ते हैं जो भगवान को लीड करते हैं. द एंड गोल इज भगवान तक पहुंचने का. ओके. बट इफ आई एम नॉट मिक्सिंग अप, मैंने अमोक लेगा प्रभु का एक यूट्यूब पे कुछ तो वीडियो सुना था. आई एम नॉट वेरी क्लियर ऑन दैट. ही वाज ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन कि अगर हमको मायापुर जाना है तो हमको कोलकाता की फ्लाइट, ट्रेन या बाय रोड जाना है. हम दिल्ली की फ्लाइट में बैठ के मायापुर नहीं पहुंच सकते हैं. तो व्हाट एग्जैक्टली वाज ही ट्राइंग टू एक्सप्लेन? वाज इट समथिंग सिमिलर टू व्हाट आई एम अंडरस्टैंडिंग, और या वो कुछ और समझना चाहते थे?
Right. मैं आपको so Mataji's question is that all, if we worship Lord Shiva or we worship Mother Durga, we worship Lord Ganesh or Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, so the end goal is Krishna. Okay, so yes, end goal is always Krishna, but then one is like, for instance, if let's say from here I have to go to India. Okay, I take a flight And if there is a direct flight, I go to India. Now, I might say that no, I will go via America or via Australia, right? So this is what happens is when we worship a demigod. So we are going via, and that will take us really long time. There could be opposite direction. For instance, if from Dublin, let's say I have to go to Cork, so there is a straight bus that goes to Cork. Or I would say that no, from Dublin, I'm just assuming I'm geographically challenged. So I go to, let's say, Westford, that is the different side. So I will go to Cork via Westford, just understand for some time. So now what happens is I'm going in a backward direction. And I was to go, let's say, in 10 hours or let's say 3 hours to Cork. Now it took me 20 hours because now I went to a different place, and from then again I came to a different place, then I came back to Dublin, and from then Dublin I went to Cork. So this is what happens. It's like a rerouting. So when Lord Shiva or Mother Durga, they are pleased when we do ahetuki bhakti or nishkam karma bhakti, then what happens is they promote us to Krishna consciousness. But if we don't do that, if we are only on the level of karma kand, and it's like a give and take relationship between Mother Durga or Lord Ganesh or Lord Shiva, then we are not progressing towards Krishna bhakti. Okay? Then we are right there. He will say, okay, you want a beautiful wife, you take a beautiful wife, and that's it. Then again I have to start again from scratch. But if I am worshipping Lord Shiva without any ulterior motive, I don't want na janam, na dhanam, na sundarim, but I am chanting Om Namah Shiva. So what happens is when he is pleased, then he will promote us to Hare Krishna Mahamantra only. Or if I am chanting Hanuman Chalisa, or if I am chanting Durga Sahasranam or whatever it is, right? Without any ulterior motive, without any motivation, just to please Mother Durga, just to please Lord Hanuman, just to please Lord Shiva. And when they become pleased with us, then they promote us to Krishna Bhakti. Okay?
Okay, Prabhuji. Just एक और छोटा, does manifestation means swarup lena या what exactly, how can you, because sometimes जो हिंदी का शब्द होता है उसको exact meaning वाला शब्द इंग्लिश में नहीं आता है, so does manifest
manifest means to prakat hona. Okay, for instance, we take birth, but Krishna does not take birth, he manifests himself.
Okay, so not swarup, prakat hona.
Not prakat hona, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Uncle Prabhu, do you want to say something?
Yes, actually, following the demigods can be compared to like the different rivers of the world, that eventually they'll get to the one ocean, and that's Krishna.
Yes, right. But it depends on your desire. If you are not desiring Krishna, then they will only give you for what? Because they are bound to give you what you have asked for. For instance, Lord Brahma was bound to give Hiranyakashipu what he asked for, and Lord Shiva was bound to give Ravan what he asked for.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the difference between Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is not bound. If you go and ask, no one has ever asked for money from Lord Vishnu or wife from Lord Vishnu, right? Because then Narad Muni one desired a wife, and what happened we know, the Ramayana story. He made him a monkey.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's free to do that. But Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma or other demigods, they are not free to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Raman Mataji.
I just want to add in Khushi Mataji's question, and I also clear my doubts also. I don't know if doubt or not. So few years back when I joined ESCON in 2019 year about, so the same question I also asked, and it was cleared by Bhagavad-gītā. I will speak in Hindi. So in one of the shlokas, Bhagavan said that whosoever worship with demigods, so they ultimately comes to me, right? So anyone, Durga ji and Shiv ji, whatever, they ultimately comes to me towards. So if some people, like some Bengal, they are praying to Durga Mataji, Maharashtra, Ganesh ji, like that, they are different like that. So they are going by 1 step, 2 step, 3 step like that. And we understand the Krishna, and I know, and everyone who is in the consciousness, they know that we can say that it's a lift, not a steps. From lift we directly understand the Krishna. So I don't need to pray to all demigods. I know who's Bhagwan like that. So I'm
Yeah.
in the same, means this is the right one, right, Prabhuji?
Yeah, because I'll tell you the difference between a lift and the staircase is that if you go inside a lift and you press the button, then the lift will only open on that floor, right? But when you are going through stairs, there are so many people you meet on the stair and you can stop at a particular step. For instance, you are praying, but then you are praying for power, you are praying to become a politician, you are praying to this, for that, and what happens is it checks your progress spiritually. So God will give you, demigod will give you that, but then you will never progress. After you have power, money, and everything, then you will forget that you are also spiritual, and then you will start committing crimes and all those heinous acts, and then again you will fall down in the 8.4 million species and you will become an animal. So that is a danger. But when it comes to the lift, Lord Vishnu, he will rectify your situation. He will not let you fall down. Pantya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati 9.31 Bhagavad-gītā. He says that I will make sure my devotee never falls down. Okay?
And one more thing I need to say, Prabhuji, in my behavior, that when I started my journey in ISKCON, I met counselors in East of Kailash. So when I met, they are very humble, they are very polite, and every time I am thinking that I should be very humble and very polite while I am speaking. But sometimes I am not happy with others' opinion. I am saying different, they are saying different. So I feel I am so angry, I am so rude. So how to overcome this personality? I should not be like that. Yeah. So how to overcome by this one?
This is a difficult thing because even in the fourth canto, Lord Shiva was very happy with the Prachetas. Prachetas were the Vaishnavas and they were all doing penances underwater. So Lord Shiva comes and when he sees that they are all underwater and doing penances, he said that this is wonderful because in Kali Yuga, what's going to happen is that there will be bhaktas, there will be devotees, but they will not be in the association because everyone will say, I am right, my method is correct, my method is correct. So it is said na, that two swords cannot be in one, I don't know what it is said. So, do talwar ek mayan mein nahi reh sakte. So two kings cannot rule a jungle, right? Because there will always be a difference of opinion, this and that. So that is why Lord Shiva said, I am really happy and I am impressed and I give you Krishna Bhakti. Why? Because you are doing everything in association. It is very difficult because it makes you humble. Like you said, that there are different viewpoints. Even I struggle with that because if I go to the temple, then there are different, no, this is how this should be done. And I feel like, no, this is a better way. But despite all these things, this is meant to happen. This will always happen till we die. But if we keep Krishna in center, right? If the thing is, okay, no matter what, it could be that my way is better or your way is better, but if that is glorifying Krishna, or if that is bringing people more closer towards Krishna, then we must become humble very quickly. Okay, if also there is difference of opinion, whatever it could be, but the things must not stop. Preaching, book distribution, kirtan, prasadam, these things should never stop. Even if you are angry with someone, let's say you have your cooking service, you are not happy with the head chef, but then you have to understand that you are not cooking for the head chef, you are cooking for Lord Krishna. There is a program in the temple, it could be Radhashtami, Janmashtami, whatever. You were supposed to cook. You had a problem with the chef or you had a problem with a fellow devotee who was supposed to serve with you together. So rather than not going and not doing seva, you have to understand that you are serving Krishna. So that should not stop. And if you keep on doing this, right, then slowly and slowly you will see that there will be changes. This is not something that you can do on your own. This will only come by mercy, or this will only come by the mercy of a pure devotee. Okay? So this is Mataji, I mean, you are only 19 you joined, right? That's only 4 years now. So we have seen a lot, and it's not just ISKCON. You go to any part of the world, any organization, spiritual material, you will find the same problem. No two person will have the same opinion, and there will always be clashes, right? But you can only survive when you have someone in center, and that someone in our organization should be Prabhupada and Krishna. Okay, keep that in mind. Yeah. So this is what it checks our false ego, right? I will not do because of someone else, but I will do because of Krishna. Isn't it? So I'm keeping my false ego aside.
Very difficult.
Yes.
To control your anger, rudeness. Sometimes it's very difficult. It's like a fight between me and myself. So,
yeah, always.
So on the path of the bhakti, it should not be like that. I should be very humble. I should be very polite.
We have to become Yudhishthir. So the meaning of Yudhishthir is who is sthir in Yuddha. Yuddha means war. And the person who is calm in war is called Yudhishthir. And that is why everyone respected, even the evil Duryodhana respected Yudhishthir Maharaj. So we have to become like that. It is said that our true identity or our real identity is the one that we exert when we are under pressure or when we are in a difficult situation. And so that time when we become too impatient, like I'm speaking very calmly to you right now, right? Okay. But if I get a call and something happens to me, so how I react in that situation, that is the real thing. And we have to work on that. We can all judge ourselves, and I know how much down in water even I am. When it comes to adverse situations, I cannot deal because still we are long way to get that mercy. And that is the meaning of a Goswami. Goswami means who has complete control over his senses. If I don't get food for some time, I'll become really angry. Then I would not be sitting here giving you classes. So that is the thing.
Prabhuji, I share personal things to you, but I think it's happened with everyone. It's not that much. Like my father is not from ISKCON. So sometimes clashes between me and my father, and I'm just like a burst. So and they are saying you are going in a bhakti marg and still you are fighting with your parents or your siblings in the world. So it's happened with others also. Like when I'm chanting last year in the Kartik Mass, and so they are saying you are in a depression. Bhakti is just only for 1 and 2 hours, and the whole day you are just like that. So it's like a burst in me. So I know when you are on the path of a bhakti marg, this has happened. People are saying that you are doing Krishna every time. You are every time you are indulging that. You are going with somebody else and you just start preaching. Do this thing, do this thing. So that time my anger comes out when I am talking with my family members or relatives. So I just want to work on this rudeness, on this. No, you are correct. So this is I don't know. This mentalness is with me or others people.
No. It has been with me as well for a long time. So I've struggled with it for almost more than 10 years, a decade. The only thing is that you keep going on. Just